Welcome to HDTV. You now rocking with your boy, Lebrownie fans. Y'all didn't think I was going to review this game. You all ought to be ashamed of yourself. And what's funny to me is Anthony Davis came out talking about, well, I did this for Lebrownies. LeBron. He needs help. You know, he's doing so much for us right now. So I told him I'll take the defensive challenge. But what really happened was this. AD, what I need you to do is I need you to tell the media that you took the challenge from me. And, say I do a lot of stuff and that you decide to take the challenge for myself. Because I do a lot of stuff on offense and, pass the ball all the time and running up the court, offensive fouling everybody all game. It's very hard for me to finish my job. Even though Jimmy called me out and I ran away like a little bitch, it's okay. My fans are stupid. They don't understand. They'll just look at my stat line at the end of the night and they'll say I did something well. You know what I mean? So do that for me. Okay, LeBron's. Are you gonna come by my room later? Hey, chill out with AD. I'll talk to you later. I gotta take this call. All right, LBJ, legacy baby. Going for our 4th championship. Then we're going for 5. The white Kobe out the legacy, and then we're gonna get 6 so we can get rid of Jordan. Lebrownies, baby. Yeah, LBJ. You Laker fans, excuse me, I can't diss the Laker fans. You LeBrownie fans are so funny to me, dog. Now let's look at this. We're gonna look at this. This is what's funny to me. Jimmy Butler called you out and you decided to run like a little bitch. Like I knew you would. I knew he was going to run from the challenge. And I watched it. I said, I'm disappointed. You were supposed to go out there and dominate. You were supposed to dominate. Now, the stats from the game for the team basically, the Lakers basically attempted 79 shots, which they made 35 compared to the Heat 75 to their 32. 3-pointers, Heat shot 32, made 11. Lakers shot attempted 39 and made 14. So they were at 36% while the Heat were at 34. Free throws, the Heat had 26 to the Lakers 21. Lakers had 86% and 81% was for the Heat. The rebounds, 42 to 39 of the Heat, 10 offensive rebounds by the Lakers, 7 for the Heat. And that 3 rebounds kind of took the possession away. Assists, the Lakers had 25 compared to 18 by the Heat. 4 blocks to the 3 by the Heat. Steals, the Heat had 8 to their 5. Turnovers, Lakers had 15 and the Heat had 11. Points in the paint, the Lakers had 34. Heat had 32. Personal fouls, the Heat were called for more with 21 to the Lakers 14. Now, looking at the Heat players, Jimmy Butler had a 22, 10, and 9. Jimmy needed to get 25 to 30 points. He really played passive. Hero balled out with 21, 7, and 3. He got 7 boards. Bam came back from an injury, playing hurt, had 15 points, 7 boards, and assists. Duncan had 17 points, 3 assists, and 1. Crowder had 8 points, had 7 rebounds. He did like I told him to do, at least get between 6 and 8 rebounds. Kendrick Nunn had 6 points, 4 rebounds. His slashing to the hole helped. Iggy's defense was good, but they were calling a lot of ghost fouls on him. Kelly Olynyk, I wanted Kelly to play more than 12 minutes. Spoelstra should have played Kelly a little more, especially down the stretch. The Lakers, Lebrownies had 28 points, 8 assists, 12 rebounds. He was front running the whole game. AD saved him. 22 points, 4 assists, 9 rebounds. Rondo had 2 points, but he had 7 big rebounds and 5 assists. He controlled the pace of the game. KCP saved him. 15 points, 5 assists, 3 rebounds, and he hit a dagger 3 in the corner. Danny Green had 10 points and disappeared late. Caruso disappeared. Kuzma hit a couple big shots down the stretch, had 9 points. Dwight really didn't do nothing. 2 rebounds, 0 assists, 0 points. He only played 8 minutes. He was in foul trouble because he was fouling everybody. Now, let me look up some other stuff. Because, see, those stats aren't going to tell you everything because they don't want to put everything out about the stats. Because if you do, then you will expose a lot of the lies that they're trying to tell you. Okay, now. What? Oh, I spelled that wrong. Oh, man. No. Here we go. All right. Now. Let's see. Okay. Now, we're looking at game 4 here. And in quarter 1, KCP came out and he gave you 10 points in the first quarter. He hit some good big shots. He was 67% from the 3. He basically was 2 for 3, and he was 4 for 6 from the field. LeBron only had one attempt, and then he had 1 free throw, 2 attempts. He went 50%. AD had 4 points, started off slow. Danny Green had 3. Rondo came off the bench. He had 2 rebounds, which were defensive rebounds. LeBron had 1 offensive rebound. Now the Heat, Jimmy came out and dropped 11, 2 and 2, which is his assists and his rebounds. Made a free throw and was 5 for 5 from the field. Hero gave you 4 points. He was 0 for 2 from the 3, 2 for 6 from the field. Duncan gave you 5, and Adebayo gave you 2. So, in the first quarter, it was basically 27-22. Like, it was 22 points by the Heat. Now the second quarter, LeBron James gave you 5. He had 2 turnovers, and he had 3 turnovers in the first quarter, 2 in the second, and he was at 5 turnovers already, 5 points. He was a -9 when he was a +5 in the first quarter. So the first half, he was basically a -4. AD went from a +5 to a 7. AD gave you 3 rebounds. He didn't really give you but 4 points, which was 2 for 3 from the field. Kentavious was 0 for 2. Danny Green gave you 5 points. So that quarter they had 22 to the Heat's 25. Butler gave you 2 and a steal. He played some defense he was playing defense on LeBron all night. He answered the challenge where Lebrownies ran like a little coward. Hero balled out, had 3 points. Adebayo had 7. And Duncan had 4. Kendrick came off the bench, gave you 6. With Andre giving you 3. So they won that quarter 25-22. Now, quarter 3, that's when the fouls start being called, the ghost fouls, where AD went to the line 4 times. He made them all. Had 9 points. He was 2 for 6 from the field. So he lived on the free throw line that quarter. LeBron had a turnover and he had a free throw, and he made one, missed the other. So he was at 50% again. Turnovers, he had a turnover. He was 3 from 3 from the field, 2 for 2 from the 3-point line. That's when he hit those 2 long threes that everybody want to say was a big 3. Now, Rondo was controlling the pace this quarter. Jimmy gave 3 points, 2 steals, 2 assists, and 2 offensive rebounds, 3 defensive rebounds, which he had 5. He was 3 from 4 from the free throw line, which is 75%. He was 0 for 5 from the field, 0 for 2 from the 3. Hero gave 2 points. The guy who carried him that quarter was Duncan Robinson and Crowder and Adebayo, with both had 5, and then Adebayo had 4. Olenek had 4. Olenek should have played more. That's what, to me, killed the Heat. If Olenek would have played more, he'd have stretched the floor more and gave him problems. The defense of having AD on Butler really helped the whole game, because you know Lebrownies ain't finna answer that call. So the real guy, the real Batman, the real MVP stepped up to the plate, which was AD. And AD deserved the MVP after that performance last night, especially on the defensive end. Quarter 4, everybody want to talk about LeBron had 11 points. Yeah, he had 11 points because he kept getting on the free throw line. He attempted 7 free throws. He was 2 for 5 from the field, which is 40%. AD was 2 of 3. Had 2 big blocks. Gave you 5 points. He hit the dagger 3, that 1 for 1 for 3. Bron went 0 for 3. His free throws, he was 7 for 7. So that's where most of his points came from. Like I kept telling you, he didn't have a good game. His game wasn't that good. So stop telling me he had a great game when he didn't. He lived on the free throw line. They saved him like they always do. Markieff was 3 for 3 on the free throw line. He got some ghost foul calls. And AD hit a big shot, like I said. Rondo, he hit a good shot inside. He took it to the hole. He made a nice layup. He shot it with his left or his right, but it went off the backboard and in. Beautiful floater. And they outscored the Heat 27-26 that quarter. Third quarter, it was 26-23. So that's how the Heat lost the game. Plus, the Heat made some mistakes down late. Jimmy Butler missed a 3 that could have gave them the lead. He gave you 3 for 5 from the field, 6 points. Hero went off. He hit 3 of 3 for 3s and was 4 for 6 from the field, 12 points. In the free throw attempts, the Heat only got 2 free throw attempts in the fourth quarter, while the Lakers got 12 free throw attempts. So I don't want to hear about that whole free throw thing talking about, well, the Heat had more free throws, but nah. I broke the game down. See, you got to go to Basketball Reference and look at the game for what it is. It'll tell you how the game was played. The game was officiated poorly because, look, let me show you something. In the fourth quarter, right, the free throw attempts, the Lakers had 12 to the Heat's 2 attempts. Now, let's go to the third quarter. The third quarter, the Heat got 12 attempts in the third quarter, while the Lakers got 6 attempts. Now, let's go to the second quarter. The Heat got 11 attempts, while the Lakers only got 1. And let's look at quarter 1. The Heat got 1 attempt, and the Lakers had 2 attempts. You're probably asking, well, the Heat had more free throws in quarter 2. Exactly. They did that so they could fool your dumb ass. That's how they fool the public with these free throws. It's when you call the free throws. When you call the free throws. That's how you tell if the game was screw job or if it was fair. They screwed the Heat at the end, but at the end, Jimmy should have hit the three to put them up. But the Lakers won. But Lebrownies just showed you that he's a Robin. He's not a Batman. He didn't accept the challenge. He didn't step up. He didn't step up to Jimmy after Jimmy called him out. Jimmy called your bum ass out and you ran like a little bitch. Like you are. You guys y'all screwed the Heat in the fourth quarter by putting the Lakers on the line because the Lakers, they were going to lose the game in the fourth because the Heat, they were killing them. And LeBron was running around there looking like he was scared. He was spooked. So the ref stepped in and said, we're going to save him. They put LeBron on the line when AD hit that, when KCP hit the shot and AD hit the 3-2. They started putting LeBronies on the line so they can close the game. So tip your hat off to the Lebrownies. They're not the Lakers. Now they're talking about, we're going to wear the Mamba jerseys. We're going to do this for Mamba. We're going to try to win game 5. Stop it. You ain't doing this for Mamba. You're doing this for your own selfish reasons. Now look. I watch the games and I break down the stats because I know what happened in the game. Because in the fourth quarter, I was like, the Heat ain't getting no calls. Bam went to the hole, got fouled, no call. Butler kept getting fouled, no call. So it's like, come on. What's really good? Huh? I told y'all. They gonna get his bum his ring. And people are actually celebrating this weak-ass team. This weak-ass win. They talking about, yeah, we're going to get Devin Booker next year too. Yeah, and we're going to get other players. We're going to stack our team when you were the same fans to diss Kevin Durant. That is so funny to me. It's okay for LeBron to stack his teams, but Durant go to a team that's already built, bringing himself, not 3 or 4 other players, it's a problem. I told you. These LeBron fans are hypocrites. They are hypocrites. That's why I'm laughing. See, the refs gave the Heat those calls in the second and third because they wanted to make it look like the Heat got more calls, which they didn't. They used to do this with Jordan back in the day. That's how I keep telling y'all I know the game. I know the screw jobs. I know the control job they're doing. But Anthony Davis and the supporting cast saved LeBron's ass because LeBron's played terrible. I don't care what his stat line says. He played terrible. As a whole, he played terrible. He was a -2. He had 6 turnovers. And his 12 total rebounds, he had 10 defensive rebounds, only 2 offensive rebounds. And he attempted 12 free throw attempts. Now let's look at the Heat guys. Butler only attempted 7. You hear that? Only 7. And LeBron, all his free throws came in the fourth quarter, where they screwed the Heat down the stretch. And I blame Spoelstra as well for this loss. You have got to play Leonard and Olenek. You should have played them guys. You should have played them. If you would have rotated them in more, y'all could have had a chance to win. So this was a bad job by Pinocchio. And I know him and Geppetto going to talk about this, so they're going to go back to the drawing board, but they should have won this game. Even with the screw job, they should have won. They should have won. And then everybody talking about, oh, he guarded Jimmy that. He guarded Jimmy that. He ain't even guard Jimmy. He was just sitting there like, go ahead and shoot it because he didn't want Jimmy to go to the hole on him. Jimmy should have took him to the hole and made the 2-pointer instead of shooting the 3. He should have moved in some and hit the mid-range. So, to me, this game was a C-. because early on it was an F. No, early on it was pretty good. It was almost an A. Second half came, it was just a flat out F. So I give the game a D minus or a D plus. Lebrownie's gonna get his fourth ring, and they're gonna hype him up all summer, talking about, man, he the king, he the GOAT. He the GOAT, but he really hasn't done nothing this series. When he tried to take the game over in game 3, they choked. He showed you his true colors that he wanted to win the MVP. Now, Chris Broussard, Chris Broussard gonna come out and talk about he had a great game, so did Shannon. I said, Lebrownies ain't had no great game. He was terrible from the field. Lebrownies was 8 for 16 from the field. 2 of 5 from the 3. 10 to 12 from the line. He did good from the free throw line. That helped him out a lot. And he had 6 turnovers. That's not a great game, man. It's not. And he never answered the bell, man. This is why I told y'all that I'm right about Lebrownies. He's not built like that. He has a number one talent. Like for talent wise, he's a Batman. But mentality, he's a Robin. He's nothing but a Scottie Pippen. If Scottie Pippen played in this era, Pippen would have dominated the era better than Lebrownies. Because for one, Pippen could play D. Not only could he play D, he could handle the ball better. Because he had these long arms that hung down to like his ankles almost, his knees. And he was able to dribble and find where to go. And he could post you up too. So, like I said the Lakers, they're going to win in 5. But at the same time, LeBroni's, man, he didn't prove nothing. He didn't do anything last night. And he sucked last night. And I want to ask you, LeBrownies, why didn't he guard Jimmy Butler last night? Huh? He ran from Jimmy Butler last night. So that's the thing. Like that's the thing. It's funny to me how you guys say this guy balled out his first 2 games. He only had 1 turnover. Yeah, but he didn't do nothing his first 2 games. He was stat padding. And all he was doing was getting bailed out by AD. Then in game 3, he froze AD out the offense trying to take the game over so he can get the MVP, and he lost. It backfired on him, and it was beautiful to watch. And then he realized, well, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to let AD just come out and say, yeah, I got a lot to do. Because he wants you to think in your head, hey, I got a lot to do. I'm carrying this team. You ain't carrying jack, Lebrownies. You can fool all these dummies. Yeah, and that's what I want to know. Like, what did he do last night? He a bum. And he's gonna continue being a bum to me. I don't care what anybody says. He didn't play well. He hasn't played well the whole year. He's been getting carried by AD. AD's been doing all the work. And they're gonna get his bum the MVP. And when he does, I'ma laugh because I'ma be like, I told y'all so. This whole thing about the NBA is nothing but a narrative. They follow a narrative. That's one thing I give him. That's one thing I give him. He's very delusional. His fans are delusional, and he knows how to sell that illusion to these fans, illusions to them, to make them think he's really great when he's not. I just broke down the game from quarter 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that's what I'm saying. This guy hasn't done anything to impress me, and he proved my point. He's a Robin. He's an overglorified Robin, guys. I just broke the game to you one, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4, and I just proved the point. And that's what I'm saying. And then his fans are so dumb. They're trying to say, well, he was overmatched in a lot of finals. Okay, let's go back to his finals. In '07, I give him that one because he played the Spurs and he was young, but he had a terrible finals. Then I go to the series against the Magic, against the Celtics. He could have won those series. He had a good team. Went to Miami. He lost to Dallas. He should have beat Dallas. They were favored. Then against OKC, he beat OKC. They beat the Spurs. They were supposed to beat the Spurs the year after that. He lost because he quit. Then let's go back to Cleveland. He played Golden State the first time. They lost Kyrie Irving in game 1 of the finals, but they still won. They were up 2-1. And the Warriors were playing terrible. Steve Kerr had to bring Iguodala off the bench. I think he started them because they were playing like crap. All of them. Clay, Dre, all of them. And that saved the series. That's how he became the finals MVP because he was killing LeBron on the offensive end as well as the defensive end. Now let's go to the next finals. where they played the 73-9 team. They weren't favored in that one. I'll give you that. And in the following years with KD and them, they weren't favored in that. But still, you had a team, but you ran Kyrie off. You could have still ran it back. You ran them off. If you would have signed long-term to Cleveland, you could have got the players you wanted, Lebrownies, but you didn't want to do it because you was trying to play that game of, I'm going to just sign this little deal. And once I sign this deal, I'm going out of here. No. The owner not dumb. You weren't finna do him like that again like you did. So, listen, his performance was terrible. All he does is pad his stats. He goes to the free throw line. He went to the free throw line 12 times, 7 in the fourth quarter, while everybody else only had 1 or 0 shot attempts in the fourth quarter. It was 1 free throw attempt by the Miami Heat in the fourth quarter. It was 2 attempts. And that was by Hero when he split it 1 for 2. If it wasn't for his his threes and Duncan Robinson hitting that crazy 3 and Crowder, they would have got blown out in the fourth. Because the free throw line, they were protecting the Lakers. The Lakers got 12 free throw attempts. Markieff Morris had 3 attempts. Brownie had 7. And Kuzma had 2. It is what it is. So thank you for listening. Like, comment, subscribe, share this. Hit the notification bell to select all. And if you want to donate to the page, cash at me at welcome, the word welcome, the number 2, HDIITV. And that's my cash app. And thank you for listening, man. And continue to get people to subscribe, man, so we can get up to 200. I'm trying to get to 1,000 by early next year, man. Thank y'all for listening, and we're out. Live boy.